Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and today we're diving back into some more King Arthur Legends Rise. Again, huge shout out to Netmarble for sponsoring this video. I really excited. A lot of you guys are playing this. You've been giving it a go and having a great time. If you pick it up, and again, the link to download and install is in the description down below, so make sure to click the link and grab the game if you want to give it a go. These are sort of the most important tips that I have picked up so far in the first few days of playing that will actually make, I think, a massive difference to you. So yeah, let's check this out. So number one, I think I've already made a little bit of a mistake, I feel, in terms of maybe spreading myself a bit too thin with some heroes and leveling up some I shouldn't, and that has slowed me down. There are a couple of rare heroes which are very, very worthwhile leveling. So here we go. For example, I think Kay is just absolutely amazing. She is rare, which means that she is cheaper to level up than your legendaries. You're going to notice this very quickly. It costs much fewer resources to get her powered up, which is really good at the start of the game when you're starved for resources. But she does just phenomenal damage with multi-hits. She has an AoE attack that's hitting 4 times. She has a 5-time hitter on her A1. She has a 4-time hitter on her A2, so big single target damage. She's just perfect, right? She's everything you need. Big single target damage, AoE damage. Oh, we're looking at her weapons. I was like, why are we zoomed in weirdly? So she is phenomenal. So level up Kay, make her your main damage dealer, and that's going to be very clear why it's important. When we jump over to the main dungeon, main 2 dungeons, you're going to be spending a lot of your time in. Now, I think this hurts me to say. I think you probably don't bother leveling up Arthur right at the start. I know, the gay is King Arthur. The gay, but seriously, I would advise, I've leveled him up, and like, he's great, but I don't think you need him right at the start. And the reason is very simply, what is Arthur? Well, he's all about big damage as well. But I think it's better to focus in on Kay to do that. And then, you can only have 4 spots on your team to focus on different types of characters to fill out the others. So I'd probably, unfortunately, put Arthur on the back burner for now. Focus on Kay. And then Morgan, everyone, I think, gets Morgan at the start. I would definitely level up Morgan. In particular, she has, increasing enemy damage taken and disrupting their recovery. This is a great move as well. The AoE attack here, Compressed Inferno, which can decrease their attack gauge, which will really slow them down. That's very potent in things like Arena. So she's well worth leveling up. And she's quite expensive because she's a legendary. Now, another couple of MVP champions for me. I do have Cormac. He's Irish. I love him. He's great, but I wouldn't super recommend it. I'm working on Churin right now. I haven't actually used her too much, but I'm working on her just to have a healer. This was a problem I ran into. I said, okay, I don't have anyone to keep me alive. I've got all these damage dealers and no one to heal. So I'm working on her. It seems to me that you have to get kind of lucky and pull a good healer in the game. Now, an absolute MVP, and let me actually show you. This uncommon, he's an uncommon. Jarrett. This guy, you want this guy on your team. Why is that? Let me actually show you a fight so you can see. So this is these 2 dungeons are where you're going to be spending most of your time at the start. The Plain of Beasts and the Burning Land. So let me show you what Jarrett can do. So if we take Jarrett out of the team, we put in Cormac, just our damage here. I'm sure we can start the battle. This was the problem that I ran into, okay? When I'm coming in here and I'm farming it. Again, we can see as well, this is where one area... let me turn the game volume down a bit. It's maybe a bit loud there. One area where Kay starts to be really good, because with those AoE attacks, you start when you go up higher levels of dungeons to have extra like arms and tendrils and various appendages to these different bosses, which are making them more powerful. Her AoE attacks are so good for taking those down, which is really, really nice. And I feel like that's where Arthur struggles a bit. Like, you can see the problem I'm having here is my team. I've got 3 damage dealers and Morgan, who's basically enhancing our damage as well. We are like all in on the damage. But with this team, it's working actually a little bit better than it was before. I will be honest. When I was running this earlier, I've already been leveling people up. I've been just grinding away, improving my teams. We are doing better. which is slightly ruining the point I was trying to make. But the point I'm going to be making here, we're going to see the difference when we put in Jarrett. But you can see we're getting all of these burns on our characters from Scorch. We're taking a good chunk of damage. We've actually lost Cormac. There we go. He's gone down. He's out. Out for the count. Goodbye. The rest of us, we're making it through. We're making it through, but it is hurting us quite a bit. Beautiful there from Kay. I mean, let's actually take a look at the stats, because we can see the battle stats there. So we can see in terms of damage, like for me, maybe it's because I put a few more levels and gear into Kay, but you can see she did 41% of the damage. Poor old Arthur only did 17. I'm putting him in a bad light, guys. I am, because I'm not using him too much. That's probably a bit my fault in terms of gear priority. But, you know, so I'm saying, don't sleep on Kay, so I'm saying. Now, if we swap Cormac out from Jarrett, let's look at this. Look at this for a difference. Because the big difference we're going to see here, he's super cheap to level up because he's an uncommon. Now, he will cap out, it seems, at level 50, whereas other characters can go further. But what's really good about him is he will just actually remove these debuffs from our team just by, like, hanging around and doing it. It's absolutely brilliant. So he actually makes this particular dungeon a heck of a lot easier. So if you're struggling to stay alive, if you're getting worn down when you're trying to push up to higher levels of Gorgos here, yeah, try out Jarrett. He's a huge recommendation, and he's very quick to level up. It doesn't take much investment at all, and it can help you farm this more consistently, push up to higher levels. Yeah, he's pretty great. I'm actually thinking, looking at us right here, we're probably getting close to being able to push up to the next level of this dungeon, because we're actually doing really, really well. But look at that. The debuffs just cleansed off. Thanks, Jarrett. Cheers, buddy. And whereas before, when we just did this run of the dungeon with Cormac in there with all of our damage, we were getting kind of beat up. Look, there we go. He's cleansing us again. Look at that. Thanks, Jarrett. What a pal. Yeah, although Cormac was getting beat up, here we go. We're going through, and it looks like probably nobody is going to die. And yeah, we end the dungeon much healthier. So there you go. Putting in an uncommon champion with worse gear, but it's making a huge difference. So that's a huge, huge tip. I've got one other big tip for you. One character, I think if you're saying, okay, Nub, you know, great. I've got someone to keep me alive, and I'm working on Jarrett for that dungeon. I've got Kay as my main damage. I've got Morgan, who should be my fourth main character, right? Can I squeeze another damage dealer in there? I think you can. You will get Tristan during the story, and he is legendary. It means that, yes, he is expensive. However, I think that he is certainly worth it. What is good about him? So he can put attack speed decrease, which is pretty nice, and it's a 1 there. Got double hits here. He can do extra damage, gives himself attack speed increase, so he'll go faster. He's got a triple hit right here. And again, he's putting out attack speed decrease. This guy is all about attacking as quickly as possible with lots and lots of hits and making the enemy attack less. He is really, really, really nice for the other main dungeon you're going to be farming a ton at the start of the game, which is the Plane of Beasts. So if we jump into Plane of Beasts, yeah, I guess we'll try this, the normal one. And here you go. You can see my team here. Let's see. Let's dive in. I need to improve my team to go here. So I need to farm our boy Gorgos to level up Tristan for this one. But with this boss, not only are you doing, again, the AoE thing, he starts getting tusks and whatnot, but you got to break his barrier, right? So you need to be attacking him. And the more turns he takes, the more barriers he's going to put up over time, which, again, is just going to slow you down and stop you from doing damage. So this is where your multi-hits become really strong. This is what Kay is so good for. So not only can she blow stuff up AoE, but like even her basic attack is a 5-hit attack. She's amazing for ripping off the shield that this boss puts up. And again, she's a rare. You can get her super easily. So I highly recommend it. And again, Tristan's going to do the same thing. Like you can see here, we've got 5 stacks on the boss here. It's just going to slow us down from that barrier. But look, she's ripped off a ton of it. We've ripped off a little bit more there. This is where Arthur really struggles as well. He does have a triple hit, but it costs you 3 vigor. But, like, you know, compare that to Kay, and Kay is just really pulling ahead, I feel like, on this fight. Yeah, I've got the Arthur with his wind artifact to make it a bit easier. But this is where Tristan would really come in and be phenomenal. So, like, again, here we can see Cormac actually doing some okay damage. Poor old Arthur, he can't really keep up. He's buffing us a lot, to be fair. Yeah, he's buffing us a lot. But again, Kay, she's just slamming it in. And not only is she doing the most damage, but she's also with the multi-hits taking down his shield and making it easier. So there you go. They are some tips to get you started and get the most out of it in the game. Yeah, I think they're sort of the big battle tips, like that early game grind to develop your account and be able to like not get stuck in the story, basically. That's what we're aiming to do. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. And we finished our dailies there for today. Excellent. I'm saving those up. Let's go. But yeah, there you go, guys. Again, a huge shout out to Netmarble for sponsoring the video. If you have any tips as well, right, from your start playing the game, let us know in the comments. Like, let's get everyone the best start possible. Again, if you want to download the game, you'll find the link in the description down below. It's King Arthur's Legends Rise. I'm playing it here on PC. It's available as well on mobile. But yeah, I'm excited to hear your tips, and I hope mine were helpful to you as well. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.